Paintings, I have declared the painting behind me done. I have photographed it, I've put it online, I've filmed it, I've talked about it, I've shown it. I've had it professionally photographed by my friend Brett Henriksen here in Pawtucket, who did a fabulous job. But once I got the proofs back, I looked at it and went, it's not right, it's not balanced. This one particular face was throwing off the whole painting, and I really have invested months in pretending that it was okay, um, kind of conning myself into believing I could fool people into thinking that this was actually done. And it's embarrassing. When I declare a painting done, I just want it to be done and I want to move on. But every time I've looked at this one particular painting, his face has bothered me. It has absolutely killed me. So what I did 2 weeks ago was I took it in my bedroom, turned it around, put it against the wall behind a bunch of other paintings. Didn't look at it, tried not to think about it. But then 3 nights ago, I went, I know what to do. So I went to the store and I picked up some more acetone, some environmentally unfriendly, not good for anyone acetone, and pulled out my rattiest rag that at this point is so crusted with paint, with oil paint, that it's almost like sandpaper. Poured the acetone on and started scrubbing his face down because something hit me. I knew what to do. And I knew what to do by figuring out a couple of other paintings that I was having trouble with and doing the same thing. What happens with me is I'm working on several different paintings at once, as I've talked about before, anywhere from 5 to 10 paintings at once. They're in different stages of development. So that if I get stuck in that spot, or if I get bored, number one, I can move on to something else for a little bit till, I'm interested again. And number two, so if I get stuck the way I was with this guy, um, I have ways of figuring it out. It's like a math problem. But instead of like working myself to death on this one math problem, I go work on another one or something. I go do something else. And doing that something else helps to figure out the original math problem. And with me, it's a domino effect. So that, you know, the original problem is there, but I've moved on to other paintings, and then through figuring out and working on the other paintings, I can get to the original problem, and I've got it through probably the one at the beginning stages, or maybe the painting before, that's at the stage before this one particular painting. So, I don't know if that explains it, but that's what I did. And this other painting was driving me crazy. This one face out of three, one face was not right. And so, again, it was acetone on this crusty old rag, wiping it down, scrubbing right down to the original surface, starting again. Now the other thing, and not just scrubbing the face down, but pulling out the reference material and really making an effort to connect with it. By making an effort, I mean letting go of all my preconceived notions of what it not just looked like, but what it felt like to me. I have to do this on every painting. I get to the same spot where I'm just really angry and ready to throw it in the dumpster. And then I say, scrub it down. Well, first of all, put it away so you don't look at it with the same eyes day after day after day, so you can see it with fresh eyes. Pull it out, scrub it down, pull out the reference material, and really connect with it. And it's on a visceral level. I know a lot of people say, oh, it looks like, it looks like, it looks like. And for me, as I have been saying for the past 3 years, it's not what it looks like that counts with me, it's how it feels, how we connect with it. So I pull out the reference material and I look at it and I take a nice deep breath and I put myself in almost a meditative mode where I'm connecting with this material, the reference material, on a really emotional level. It really is, it's like a meditation. I don't meditate. I don't have time. I know I should because I deal with depression and anxiety and tons of fear and upset, and I get so frustrated with people and things. I should meditate, but I save it for when I'm painting and I connect like that. Well, sometimes. I just take a deep breath, feel it, see it, feel it, see it, feel it. And then I come to this. See it, feel it. And what I was faking was the feeling in this particular character, this young man. And I knew it. I knew it. I knew it on every level. It was wrong. And I've been trying to make it right. I've been forcing it and trying to feel it. Blah, blah. But I go through that with every painting. And then all of a sudden it just falls into place. Now, however, I'm thinking I'm brilliant, but I'm looking at his image in my camera, which is in reverse, and it's working like a mirror. I use mirrors a lot to help me see the painting more clearly. And he isn't feeling quite right, but, in this mirror image. But the colors are more balanced. The structure of his face is more balanced. It's in tune with this fellow. It's more in tune with the background. It's more in tune with the car. Okay, I kind of got to rewind on that a little bit. He is more in tune with this fellow, who had a tremendous amount of color in his face, but I didn't have the same colors reflected in the background. I did not have the same colors reflected in the car. But as I said, once I got him in balance, boom, or almost in balance, he's almost there. It's still a little too dark right there. It's supposed to be shadowy, but it's still a little too dark in there, so he's still looking a little uncomfortable. But once I got these two, they're oranges. Got the yellows in both of them, the correct level of yellows, the correct tones of yellows and oranges, and blues and teals. Not matchy-matchy, but feeling correct. Then I was able to go back through and I added oranges in here and yellows. Now I'm also going into the car and I'm adding some yellows, some oranges. But where did it go? I need my brush. Wait a minute. One thing I did with this painting, I really wanted to leave the blacks in certain areas dry. I don't know why. I just did. But it's also been bothering me because it feels like I've kind of forgotten about the car. Instead of having a really great energy about the dryness and the blackness, it's really great, exciting energy, like, wow, it's a little slightly innovative. It just felt like I forgot about it. So what I've done is, where's my Neo? I've gone back into the blacks, which also have a layer of blues, and they have layers of teal. They have other colors in them, but they're mainly dry blacks. I added some black here, 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 in other places, but now at the end game, at the end stage, I'm starting to add some reds. And that's helping it to feel finished, but it's also tying this. Oh my God. I'm so inarticulate this morning. The reds are helping it to feel finished, tying it into the jackets, the faces, the background, but it's also helping to balance out the grill. When I looked at the grill, the grill was just slightly off from the rest of the car, but adding these reds are kind of tricking the eye and the head into leveling everything out. So I'm adding just little bits of red here and there. So it's adding interest, but it's connecting with that part of the brain that lets us know that the painting is balanced and finished. I don't know about you, but when I'm painting and the piece I'm working on starts to come to its conclusion, I feel a calmness. My shoulders relax. And at the last stroke, the last absolutely correct stroke. There's a click. It's a physical and mental and emotional click. And I become calm about the painting. I'll take it, move it around the room. I'll move it into other rooms. I'll move it up and down as I do while I'm painting it. But once it's done, up, down, on the floor, over in the corner. I will check, that way I can make sure that that click is still there. It's always there. And that calmness is there. The painting is done. It's visceral. That's how I know the painting is done. It's visceral feeling, that click. And then I know it is the right time to bring it to my friend Breck Henriksen and have it photographed and make prints available. And it's okay to send it off into the world. It's not okay to send it off into the world when I'm going, no. It's okay. No one will ever know that it's out of balance. And I've been trying to work my way around that visceral click, that done, move on feeling. That done, I can move on feeling. And I've almost got that feeling, almost. But I know I've got to brighten up that just a tad. Somehow I've got to find the brightness. I've got to add little bits more red, little bits more like orange over in here, so it balances off with the newly orange trees and the guys. And then it's going to Miami, and that's it. Yay. Yay. I'm going to get back to work because I've got other paintings that I'm trying to find that in and get them done. And it's snowing in April. Who knew? So I feel like working today. Anyway, ciao.